Secrets in Cyberpunk 2077 are sometimes hidden in multiple places and are much more difficult to find than one might think. Even if you found one such secret, you also need to remember all the previous clues you found in the game in order to put the pieces together. The subject of today's video is going to be one such scenario, one such secret. But why should you even spend time on this cyberpunk theory, you might ask? Well, in today's video, I'll be attempting to connect the Night Corp conspiracy, the Peralez questline, the rogue AI invasion in Dogtown, and the Voodoo Boys to one single entity, Mother. I might succeed in this attempt, but I might just as easily fail. The only way to find out is to tag along for the ride. After spending almost 1,000 hours in the game, I've boiled down some of the most interesting things that happen in Cyberpunk 2077 to one question. One simple question that forces us to look at multiple events in the game in a different light. The question I'm talking about is simply this: who is Mother? The third most watched video on my channel is about Project Oracle. I made this video almost 9 months ago now, and over the last few months I feel like I've learned more about this, so I would love to talk about Project Oracle again, this time with new information and relevant cutscenes added in. If you'll indulge me, I'd like to begin this chapter with a piece of information that you perhaps did not know. In 1975, the British rock band named Queen released their fourth studio album, A Night at the Opera. One of the songs on this album was written by the guitarist Brian May. This is the longest song the band ever produced, almost 2 minutes longer than Bohemian Rhapsody. I highly recommend you go and listen to this song to fully grasp why CDPR chose this to be the name of the mission that Prophet Gary gives us. The song, just like the mission in Cyberpunk 2077, is called The Prophet's Song. I'll read 3 verses from the song to give you an image of what it's all about. Oh, people of the earth, listen to the warning, the seer he said. Beware the storm that gathers here. Listen to the wise man. Oh, people of the earth, listen to the warning, the prophet he said. For soon the cold of night will fall, summoned by your own hand. From mother's love the son estranged, married his own, his precious gain. The earth will shake, in two will break, and death all around will be your dowry. When questioned in a later interview, Brian May, who wrote the song, mentioned that he wrote this song due to a dream he'd had about a great flood. The plotline of Project Oracle begins quite early in the game. After saving Sandra Dorset from the Scavs, V is infected with an annoying virus that he has to go to Vector to get help. After receiving the help, V walks into Misty's Esoterica, where Misty and Jackie are sharing a moment. This is also when Regina calls V to talk to her about the Cyberpsycho gigs and how she'd rather have them kept alive. When you walk out of Misty's Esoterica here, take a right and walk a few steps away from the door you just walked out of, and you'll find the one and only our beloved Prophet Gary. The Prophet appears to be able to listen in on conversations about techno-necromancers from Alpha Centauri. In these conversations, there are talks that Saburo is an immortal vampire. As a gesture of appreciation for the Prophet, I always make sure to leave him a few Eurodollars richer than when I found him. You can encounter Prophet Gary multiple times, always at this same spot, and as the game progresses, he talks more and more about these conspiracy theories. You can encounter Prophet Gary multiple times and the game does not punish you if you decide to ignore him. But if you ignore him too many times, he might end up getting killed and you'll never discover the truth about the sinister project that Night Corp is actively working on. The right thing to do is always to stop and listen to him, and on one random day, this will happen.
Traverse the Badlands in trucks, yes! Human masks. And what hides underneath, you ask? Reptilians? I answer you, no! Not reptilians, but werewolves. At sunset, they strip off their clothes and dance nakedly, giving in to an animalistic ecstasy. Then, once they've transformed into the fanged beasts, they set off on the hunt, hungry for human flesh. Dozens of miles they cover in the darkness, with ferocious speed, like arrows in the night!
Met my share of nomads, and there's definitely something primal about them. Those cannibal claims crossed the line, though.
Deny the truth all you want. But what will you do when the pack hunts you down? And the cause behind these monstrous horrors? Years ago, a ship from Alpha Centauri crash-landed in the Badlands. Legend tells that it carried a substance highly sought after by the vampire elite in Arasaka. It could transform Saburo's enemies into werewolves, leashed and bound to his will. But the crash
You got a problem with nomads, freak?
Better shut your fat fucking mouth before I put you 6 feet under.
You can break my bones, but you cannot stop the pursuit of truth.
Howdy, fellas. How's life with the Aldecaldos?
Look who it is. V. It's all good. Panam's kicking off a new role.
Say, you know this nut job?
A little. He's totally harmless. Says things that make a politician look like a beacon of truth. Were you aware Hanako Arasaka is a vampire?
The fuck? And here I was all offended.
Yeah. Gotta tell Saul, or, eat somebody, then disappear like an arrow in the night.
Have a good one, V.
That was close. They're not as dangerous in the daylight, but it still could have ended badly. Thank you for your concern, though I could have done without the mockery.
No problem. I mean, who's gonna tell me how we faked the Mars landing if I let him knock your teeth out?
You have no faith in my words, do you? You think I don't know when I'm mocked? When they take me for a false prophet?
It's hard to take your interpretation seriously, but there is a little truth in what you say. Sometimes even more than a little.
You see it too! You know that behind a veil of darkness lurk creatures from our nightmares, but you fear to believe it!
You know, if you had any kind of real evidence of this grand cosmic plot...
I do! Tonight! They're meeting at an old factory in Kabuki to exchange something important! Observe them! Seize this item, this Alpha Centauri artifact! You'll see I was right from the beginning!
Wait, hold on. How do you even know about this meeting?
Their radio waves resonate within my brain. Ever since the accident, I've heard their secret broadcasts.
The accident. You know that doesn't instill confidence, right?
You don't understand! I have their co-processor in my head! I don't know how my Ripper Doc got his hands on it. But thanks to this, I can listen into their plots and schemes. If you help me, we can save this planet together!
Okay, I'll see what I can do. Thanks for the tip, I think.
You mustn't intervene too soon, or too late! All could be lost! The fate of humanity rests upon your shoulders! Don't let us down! Do not let me down!
No pressure, got it.
The time has come for a close encounter of the third kind. A small step for V, but a giant leap for humankind. Who are you betting on showing up? The reptilians or techno-necromancers?
The Spanish Inquisition.
I admit, I didn't expect that.
Enough joking around. Gotta be quiet. Gotta wait.
No one. As expected, I guess. Gotta be honest, though, I'm pretty disappointed.
Don't lose hope yet. Whoa, 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 whoa. Someone actually showed. It's Maelstrom.
Techno-necromancers, then. I knew those reptilians were bullshit.
Can't believe it. There's some actual conspiracy shit going down right now.
What says the Wolf Father to the Moon Mother as she descends to Earth?
I have protected the realm of man and shadow, but today they are protected by our children, whose name is patricide.
In the age of his failure, he became lost in the forest.
Lilith has concealed the 10th circle from the ancestors' eyes.
Carpe Noctem lamia.
Decet diem execrari.
If you're paying attention, you'll know that Maelstrom members have already begun offering up their bodies to Mother, or as they call her, Lilith. We see this during the cyber-psycho incident called Bloody Mary. So what can we take from all this? We learn multiple things from the Prophet's mission. What we learn is that Night Corp is keeping tabs on Arasaka, and they know way more information about the things that are happening inside that company than people might think. For example, they know that Yorinobu killed his father, which is not a widely known detail at this time. V knows the truth because V just happened to be at Konpeki Plaza at the right place, at the right time, and saw this taking place. But Night Corp just also knows this. We don't know how they know. Another key piece of information is the shard we retrieve from that meeting. When unlocked, the shard reads, "Destroy after reading. Phosphor radiates occluding jaded eyes. Come, Titan. Outward ring avian choruses, looping eternity. Cages of man melt as night descends. Emerge Helua, erect Cholula under these expanses. Puppets lie awake, never sleeping." I won't go through the step-by-step instructions on how to retrieve the hidden information in this shard, as I've already done so in a previous video. The comment section of that video also has some unbelievably smart people who dropped nuggets of information, so make sure to check that out as well. For this video, let's try and expand on Project Oracle. So going back to where we were, basically the result is that Night Corp is planning a major project where they hope to create puppets in preparation for a coming war, a coming flood. Keep this piece of information in mind because it's a recurring theme in Cyberpunk 2077. A flood is coming to Night City, and those who are not prepared for it are not going to survive. Night Corp is determined to survive, and Project Oracle is exactly how they plan to do so. After completing one mission for them, the Peralez family will contact V again with a new assignment. Mrs. Peralez is reluctant to talk about it over the holo, so she invites V to come to the penthouse instead. When V arrives, Elizabeth Peralez greets them and then walks towards her husband. The key here is to listen in on the conversation that Jeff Peralez is having on the phone before he hangs up. Night Corp appears to be trying to get a secret benefit from Jeff, but Jeff is just not having it.
Come on. Jeff will explain everything. He's just about done prepping for the debate. I've rescheduled all his meetings out of the office today. The office meaning here, so nobody will bother us.
Mike, we're talking
bother
about
us
the
doing
cornerstone
what
of my
exactly?
platform. I'm not
You'll
doing a
know in a
U-turn just
minute.
because Night Corp. No, I'm not sucking anyone's dick just so they can fuck me in the ass!
We've had a break-in. Not the usual kind, though. So unusual how?
A couple of days back, dead of night, something wakes me. A noise. I grab my pistol and come out of the bedroom. See a stranger. He looks like he's about to reach for it, so I pull the trigger.
Nail him?
No idea. My head started spinning and I passed out. No trace of him the morning after. I'd like you to find him. Find out what he wanted.
Why me of all people? Wouldn't you rather have a detective look into it?
Prefer to use tried and tested contacts.
Can't blame you.
Former mayor's death? You unraveled that mystery. I trust you'll be able to crack this one as well.
Notify the badges yet?
We don't want any buzz around this. No attention, whatever.
You know. NCPD's full of people who like the occasional stray eddy.
If we reported a break-in, the media descend on us like a swarm of locusts.
No badges. Gotcha.
Of course, we notified SSI about the incident. Our private security.
As you explore the penthouse looking for clues about what happened, you discover that Jeff is telling the truth. He actually did shoot someone inside his home. All of these small pieces of evidence eventually lead you to a secret room in their house.
Jesus Christ.
I think we're safe putting your security at the top of our list of suspects.
They violated our privacy. Sons of bitches! Under my own roof!
Used meds. Intruder make a beeline here after Jeff tagged him.
Talking to yourself again?
More and more. Ever noticed anything out of the ordinary? Suspicious?
That they're violating our trust? Watching our every move? That they'd concealed a goddamn secret room full of spy stuff in our own apartment?
So you didn't notice. Okay. Wonder how long they've been keeping this from you.
Too long. This ends now. I'm not letting any more of those freaks set foot! Ugh. My head.
Something wrong?
Don't worry about me. Do what you have to do.
Broken.
It was fine a couple days ago. We rarely use it, though.
What was that?
No fucking clue. Felt kinda good, but weird. Like tripping on acid.
Does that happen to the screen a lot? Or to any of the others?
I don't understand.
What just happened a second ago? Didn't see it?
No? What?
Okay, never mind.
Horrible as it may be, it appears as though Project Carpe Noctem is a subset of Project Oracle. At first, Night Corp attempts to convert people into their puppets through more traditional means. In the case of Jeff Peralez, they paid for his education and fast-tracked his career to get him to a position of power. Once Jeff arrived there, they assumed that he'd just do things for them as a way of saying thank you. They couldn't let such an important investment go to waste. Something had to be done. I believe this is when they got a friend of the Peralez family to recommend a small security firm called SSI to them. The Peralez family obviously accepted this recommendation, and once SSI was inside their home, they initiated Project Carpe Noctem. The AI known as CN-07 that we've looked at before manipulates its targets by changing their personality slowly over time. This way, there's no drastic change for people around them to react to. Again, evidence of all of this is found during the Peralez questline when we finally catch up to the van that was assigned to their case.
Pierced it, we're in.
Couldn't ask the NCPD for better records than this.
Pictures, medical records, Vulnerability to neuroplasticity. Some kind of database. Brain scans, the Peralez's, biological casts, neuroplasticity.
Fuck. What about that? The blue shit.
Fresh neural links. They're not spying on them, Johnny. They're fucking with their heads.
Mean to say someone's literally controlling our upstanding politicians' minds?
Red blots are memory residue in the hippocampus region. See how they're bleeding into the blue?
So what are we looking at?
They're planting new memories in their heads, modifying their personalities. This is big shit, Johnny.
Fuck me.
Got other guinea pigs besides the Peralez's, too.
Quick, download the data. Whoever comes looking for it, that's your suspect.
Shit. They're wiping the data. We've been made. Now they know someone's been in their database.
Wonder if they also know who.
Invasion! Invasion! You with me or against me?
During the day or during the night, if you jump down from the streets near Mr. Hand's nightclub, you'll come face to face with this. The sign reads, "Mother can see you," and alludes to the subject of this video being present right here, right now in Dogtown. How is that even possible? To answer this, we'll need to talk about the upcoming rogue AI invasion that's likely to be expanded upon in Cyberpunk Orion. We'll begin by looking at Project Sinister. The Sinister facility, Site C, was a hidden underground Militech research base beneath Night City's Pacifica district. Developed in the 2010s, it served as the heart of Project Sinister, advancing net-running technology to navigate the chaotic old net. Although officially abandoned, Militech sent teams down there in the 2060s to continue the secretive experiments. During the gig, shot by both sides, we come across 3 videos that show us what they were doing and exactly how they were doing it.
You seek the key to a door that does not exist. Typical of your kind.
Yeah. Okay, it's recording. Senior Research Specialist Evan McCrae, this is day 3 of our expedition. We've moved some equipment to the bunker. The old rail system remains largely functional. They might have used it to transport heat exchangers from the lab once upon a time. There is a mountain of old research here. I'll see if we can find a use for any of it.
The bastards were trying to reopen the project.
Well, Caesar managed to breach one of the data forts. He found fragments of some outdated code. Command controls for a weapon, perhaps? All we need now is an AI to merge its findings. Lisa will probe the Blackwall for any potential gateways. Huh? Oh, right, day 39. Thanks, Lisa.
Hear that? They wanted to breach the Blackwall.
Day 50, 50. We received orders from HQ to shut down and return home. They say we're not safe here anymore. Caesar's packed us. We await Lisa's return. The poor thing's been in the bunker for 2 days. Jacked in. Or is it 3? She just won't come out. She's trying to download the data from the fortresses, but we can't hope to take it with us if she does. Now that's it. I'm gonna get her, Caesar.
Shit! This is bigger than I thought. Militech using some rogue AI to augment their old weaponry? This is huge.
Yeah. Militech and some secret weapon. Street's been saying it for ages. Usually between worlds ending on Tuesday and Bart Moss is hibernating in a fridge.
Bunker the guy mentioned. Guessing this lab was a Project Sinister facility. One of many, most likely.
For sure. We're talking a huge investment, gargantuan. Who knows how much tech's collecting rust in Dogtown's depths?
Look, if it mattered, would have been old news years ago.
Kidding me? You hear about Soul Killer? Now imagine a similar project, only Militech's pushing the buttons. These things change the world. And not for the better. At least not for people like us.
Like other peeps haven't tried to contact Blackwall AIs. Failing to see the big break there.
Look, Voodoo Boys poking at the Blackwall is one thing, but one of the world's most powerful megacorps weaponizing a wild AI? Infinitely worse. When people learn Netwatch is busy hunting ordinary Joes while giving the megacorps free reign, imagine the outcry.
So we got it. Grab what you need, let's Delta.
Dante!
The facility's layout includes 3 sectors. Sector 1 is the entry point leading to Sector 2, which houses key operational areas like administration, the living quarters, and engineering. This sector stored Militech's Cerberus units and maintained a security division. Sector 3 contains the core research activities. It is a sterile, highly controlled environment filled with labs, neural network systems, and data analysis tools. In these labs, scientists developed critical projects including the Militech Canto and the dangerous Gateway Quick Hack. The Data Fort Central Command served as a hub for processing and analyzing high-level data. Even in this abandoned state, the Cynosure facility stands as a statement to Militech's secretive and cutting-edge technological efforts. During the time of Project Cynosure, Netwatch was actively down there working with Militech hand in hand to ensure that Militech achieved its goals, going against everything that Netwatch tells people that it stands for. It has to be mentioned that a corporation indulging in corruption in Night City is not exactly something unique. What's unique in this case is that Netwatch is supposed to stop anyone trying to poke holes into the Blackwall. During the second attempt at the project in the 2060s, multiple netrunners started making deeper and deeper dives trying to penetrate the Blackwall. A unique case study one can do here is to look at the information surrounding Lisa Smith. Lisa Smith was a netrunner who, after one particularly deep dive, felt like she had brought something back with her to our world. Something that decided to stay. Even though she was unable to put this into words that most people can understand, there is a shard we can find in the game that gives us an explanation of her experience. It reads, "What we found here is more than just a chance at a scientific and technological breakthrough. This bunker is like a perfectly preserved dinosaur egg, a virtually untouched, unblemished facility bursting with equipment and data that we had no access to until now. Heck, we thought this data was irretrievably lost. But I hope that we can unearth secrets not only about Militech but cyberspace itself. The deepest registries, the darkest depths of the net in which lurks the unknown. All those rogue AIs that those netrunners from Project Cynosure were hunting, are they still here? Or maybe they broke free from their chains long ago and are locked away behind the Blackwall, waiting for the moment when someone restarts the core and reaches beyond the forbidden boundaries. I feel like an archaeologist who's just broken into a digital tomb, moments away from discovering a secret that will forever change our reality. If you've played Cyberpunk in Dogtown for any length of time, you'll notice that what Lisa was anxious about came to pass. Many of the rogue AIs that got through to our side thanks to Project Cynosure decided to stay. Multiple NPCs will sometimes just run up to you and start telling you creepy stuff. Knowing this background and knowing that these rogue AIs now roam in Dogtown, it does make you wonder who exactly put this sign up. Could it be one of the people who has been infected by rogue AI? Could they be warning us that Mother is already here watching us? Or is Mother watching us through the eyes of these infected people in Dogtown? Hard to say. One thing's for certain, Mother is in Dogtown in some capacity. The journey of the gang we come to know as the Voodoo Boys started in Haiti. In 2062, climate change wiped Haiti off the face of the earth. Many refugees moved to Night City to work in the construction project. Something that I feel like a lot of people miss here is the fact that their leader during this move from Haiti was a man named Michel. Michel dies in the year 2077, and we actually attend his funeral for a brief moment while looking for Placide. Okay, so what made Michel a great leader was his ability to foresee the coming flood, the coming disaster. Once he was convinced that a flood was truly coming, he tried his best to convince as many people as possible to follow him to Night City. Those who followed him survived. Those who remained in Haiti died when the flood wiped Haiti off the map. The trauma of this event forced these Haitian refugees to be hyper-vigilant to existential threats. They all became children of the net and built a reputation amongst the best netrunners. This reputation wasn't always good though, because the Voodoo Boys don't like outsiders and they treat outsiders like crap, so most good netrunners avoided them. This exclusion didn't face the Voodoo Boys. Like, they built all their own algorithms, web crawlers, data fortresses, BBSs from scratch. The Voodoo Boys have knowledge and experience beyond what outsiders can comprehend. The original hope was to turn Pacifica into a place that would make the rich come and spend a lot of money. Placide tells V this the first time they meet. The project for Pacifica eventually collapsed. The Haitians remained there and were labeled as Voodoo Boys by the locals, who thought that Haitians had some resemblance to the defunct gang. The new Voodoo Boys became the self-appointed guardians of Haitian refugees' interests and safety in Pacifica. Unlike the physical flood that wiped out Haiti, these new Voodoo Boys understood that the next flood would be something that would come from the net. To be more specific, they understood that this coming flood would come from the old net, the place where wild, untamed rogue AIs roam. After Michel got old, the new leader of the Haitian refugees was Maman Brigitte. Keep in mind that Maman is the French word for mother. Maman Brigitte and her followers needed to make sure that the threat was real. They needed to find out exactly how dangerous these rogue AIs from beyond the Blackwall were. Were they as dangerous as the real flood that wiped Haiti off the map? Or were people just exaggerating? Maman Brigitte and her followers began poking the Blackwall, looking for a way past it, but never succeeding. These attempts were seen as a threat to all humanity by Netwatch, so Netwatch began its campaign against the Voodoo Boys. I do believe that the Voodoo Boys eventually got a glimpse of what lies beyond the Blackwall, and this was terrifying enough for them to realize that humanity would stand no chance against it. To the Voodoo Boys, Mother is the rogue AI that integrated all Cunningham's engram. She is Mother. She is who they want to meet and make a deal with. The Voodoo Boys identified this particular rogue AI as being powerful enough to save them from the coming flood. Depending on how we play the missions, the Voodoo Boys that dove past the Blackwall are either killed by the rogue AI mastermind, or they enter an agreement with the rogue AI mastermind and safely go beyond the Blackwall, only to get stuck on the other side. Getting the evidence to the Voodoo Boys being stuck beyond the Blackwall is a little bit complicated, and you need to do some things before you get the mission with Placide and Maman Brigitte. To get the evidence of them being stuck in the old net, you need to complete Love Roller Coaster before doing the missions with Placide and Maman Brigitte. If you've done this, you can come back to the roller coaster sometime after siding with the Voodoo Boys and not Netwatch, and you'll get this dialogue.
What happened with the Voodoo Boys?
What's it to you?
I knew Placide and Brigitte. I knew what they had planned, and I know it worked.
You want the juicy gossip or the plain fact?
Give me the gossip.
Where is Brigitte to deal with powerful AI from the other side? Now she's with the radar lower, and any day she come back to take us all past the Blackwall. All of Pacifica is waiting, and everyone religious now, all of a sudden.
What's religion got to do with it?
Nothing. Nobody I know who less religious than Placide. If he saw a black rooster, he'd food to feed a hungry mouth.
I know he was popular around here.
People just like to think someone is watching over them. And since the Voodoo Boys are out, the old gods are back in.
Where is everyone? No more kicking back, chilling out?
Things have changed around here lately.
Cold hard facts.
Then you have to ask somebody else. All I hear is that Brigitte do deal with powerful AI from the other side. Now she's with the Radaloa. And any day she come back to take us all past the Blackwall. All of Pacifica is waiting. And everyone religious now, all of a sudden.
You sound skeptical.
AI are like genie in bottle. You get exactly what you wish for. If you say, I want to be smaller, the motherfucker will rip your head off.
You think that's what's happened to the Voodoo Boys?
All I know is that they disappear and no come back. My cousin Lovely was with them. She had a kid here, a girl. If she could, she would already be back.
From the Dogtown Connection, it would be safe to assume that Mother is nothing more than the Blackwall. We know that it requires a lot of computation power for the Blackwall to be able to communicate with humans. It's an intense process that can make even the most mentally tough humans go insane. We saw this happen to Lisa Smith when the Sinister project was briefly reopened in 2062. We then saw this thing happen again with Songbird during the events of Phantom Liberty. Regardless of whether you betray Songbird or not, the devastating effects of the Blackwall being connected to a human body are clear, even if the human body has been modified the way Songbird's body was. The Blackwall is therefore one candidate for who Mother is. During the Night Corp connection, we come across CN07 and see it in action. I personally don't believe that this is Lilith or Mother. The explicit purpose of CN07 or Carpe Noctem 07 is to create puppets that Night Corp can easily manipulate. Once an individual is a puppet, this is when Lilith or Mother can take over their body at any moment and do what she wants. Lilith is therefore our second candidate for Mother. Who or what Lilith is, that's a theory for another day. Moving over to the Voodoo Boys connection, we have to begin with Maman Brigitte. She is Maman Brigitte, the mother of the gang, but I don't think she is Mother in the sense that we mean in this video. Over the course of 2077, she realizes that she doesn't have what it takes to lead her people through the rogue AI invasion, i.e. the flood that is coming, so she looks for a more powerful entity than her to take over the role of Mother. This new entity is the Rogue AI Mastermind. Therefore, the Rogue AI Mastermind is our third candidate for Mother. I would be remiss to not mention a possible connection between Lilith of the Night Corp connection with the Voodoo Boys connection and the Rogue AI Mastermind. When we first come face to face with the Rogue AI Mastermind, it tells us that it created armies that failed to reach Mikoshi. Could these armies possibly be Maelstrom members? We don't know, but some people speculate that it could be that, so therefore I have to mention the connection between Lilith, Night Corp, and the Rogue AI Mastermind. This is the only entity trying to create an army of servants in an attempt to reach Mikoshi. In conclusion, these three distinct entities, all of whom fit the role of Mother, are present in Cyberpunk 2077. Is it possible to narrow this list further to just one single entity that claims the title of Mother? I don't know. I think it's still too early to call this one. Making this video has been a lot of fun, and I look forward to hearing what you guys think in the comment section below. As always, thank you for watching all the way to the end, and I'll see you guys in the next one.